Hey there, my kindergarten dolphins. We're going to do some math. Today, we're going to be continuing talking about those solid or three-dimensional shapes that we talked about in class yesterday. So let's begin with our objective and then we'll get started. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can name solid or 3D shapes. Ooh, so see, I have a little talking bubble up here by our word name because we're actually going to be talking about the names of these shapes, and I'm going to be expecting you to be able to tell me what they're called. So yesterday when we were in class, we kind of talked about these shapes, we looked at them, we talked a little bit about what they were, but I said, you know what, don't worry about the names right now. Today, we're going to worry about them. Today, we're going to be talking about those names. Okay, let's talk about what you'll need today. So, you will need your new math packet that we've been working on this week. You'll also need scissors and glue and crayons. So make sure you have all those things and we'll be ready to get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to focus on today is remembering our 3D shapes and kind of what they look like. So I'm actually going to show you a website where we can explore these shapes a little bit more. We have a cylinder, a sphere, a cone, and a cube. Those are going to be the 4 3D shapes, or solid shapes, shapes that are not just flat, that we're going to think about. Okay, so the first shape we're going to look at is a cylinder. So I have a picture of our cylinder here. Remember, a cylinder could be like a glass or a mug, things that you drink out of where they have a round top. I have my hot cocoa in my mug. And a round bottom, and they're round on the sides. I'm going to use my computer to drag this cylinder around so we can see all the different sides of it. Now when we have a flat part of our 3D shapes, we call that a face. Kind of looks like it could be a smiley face. So a cylinder has 2 faces. It has one on the bottom, and then I'm going to drag us all the way back to the top. And here's another face, one on the top. Now a cylinder is round. If we put it on the ground, we could roll it. See, I'm rolling my cylinder right now. I could put it down, and if I put it on the ground like this, I could roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Just like if I took my glass here, I could roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. It has one flat side on the bottom, one on the top, and then its round body helps it to roll. Now the faces of a cylinder, those flat sides, are circles. We can see our circle here. And then its body is long and round. Let's look at our next shape. Okay, the next shape we're going to talk about is a sphere. Remember, a sphere kind of looks like a circle. Here's some examples of spheres. We have like some marbles that you play with are spheres. We also have some planets or the sun that look like spheres. I also have a tennis ball. Notice how my tennis ball is round all the way around it. Every way you turn it, it can roll. It can roll down my arm onto the ground. I also have a basketball that's a sphere. A basketball, just like a tennis ball, can roll all the way around. There are no flat sides on our sphere. Remember on the cylinder, we saw that it had 2 flat sides called faces. A sphere has no flat sides. No flat sides at all. It is round all the way around. I can spin it and it's still round. I can roll it on every single side. Another example is a balloon. This balloon is round all the way around. You can roll it every single way. There's no flat sides. Now our next shape is a cone. Now with a cone, I'm going to spin our cone around here. The body of the cone is shaped like a triangle. It has a point on the top here, a pointy part on the top. Look at that pointy part. Just like a triangle has points, it has one edge there. But it also has one face. Look, we know it's a face because we can draw a big smiley face on it. There's a face. So a cone has one flat face that is shaped like a circle. And then the other side of the cone is a pointy triangle. So this shape has one corner, one edge here, and one face. Now I'm wearing my Santa hat because a party hat or a Santa hat or a witch hat is a good example of a cone. Look, I've got a pointy triangle on top, and the inside is shaped like a circle. So I can put my head in there. So we've got our flat circle face there and a pointy top like a triangle. So that is an example of a cone. Other examples of a cone could be like traffic cones that you see. Could also be ice cream cones. When you have an ice cream cone, it's facing this way, like that. So if I turn this cone upside down, now it looks like an ice cream cone. We could put some ice cream in there, maybe some sprinkles on top. Delicious. So now we know our cylinder has two circular faces, our sphere has no faces, no flat side, and our cone has one circular face. Let's talk about a cube and see how many faces a cube has. All right, so here's my cube. This is my favorite shape to look at because we can see it has lots of faces. Look, I see a flat face here that I could draw a smiley face on, a flat face here, a flat face on the bottom, one on the top and on the other side and on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces on this cube. It has lots of pointy edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pointy edges and 6 faces. That is a pretty pointy angular shape, if I say so. If I tried to roll a cube on the ground, it wouldn't roll very well. When you throw dice, they kind of bounce around. It doesn't have any curvy edges. Let's check out these different faces of our cube. Ooh, I see 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna go upside down, 5, and then we'll do the bottom one, and 6. 6 different faces on our cube. I exploded it, now I'm gonna collapse it. Shoo! So when we spin that cube around, we can see all the different sides of it, all the different faces. And it has 6 of them, 6 faces on our cube. And all of them are shaped like a square. We can see that because we can see it has 4 sides that are all the same size. And all of the faces of our cube are the same size. Pretty cool. Okay, so like we talked about, let's do a quick review. We talk about a face on a 3D shape. We're talking about a flat side where we could see a face. So a cylinder has 2 faces, one on the top, bloop, bloop, and one on the bottom. It's under here. Bloop, bloop. A sphere has 0 faces. There's no flat sides on a sphere. Remember, it can roll however you turn it because it's all round. A cone has 1 face there on the bottom. Bloop, bloop. Just like a cylinder, it's shaped like a circle. And a cube has 6 faces. It's got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 on the other side, 1 on the back there, and 1 on the bottom. It has 6 different faces, and they're all shaped like a square. So that's all about our shapes. Now that we know all about their attributes, remember the things that make them the shape that they are, we can do some identifying. So to identify your shapes, you will need to get out your new math packet and turn to page 80. It's going to be called Lesson 7 Problem Set, and it looks like this. Okay, now for this page, you're going to need some different colored crayons. Our instructions say to circle the cylinders with red. It also says that we're going to circle the cubes yellow. Then it says to circle the cones green and circle the spheres blue. So let's get started with looking for cylinders. Remember that cylinders have two flat faces that are shaped like circles on the top and bottom, and a round body that they could roll on. So let's look out for shapes that look like that. Does this have two flat faces and no pointy edges? No, so we're not going to circle that one. How about this box? Is that shaped like a cylinder? No. What about this barrel here? Yeah, that's a cylinder. I see one flat circular face here. There's another one on the bottom, and it has a round body and no pointy edges. So we're going to circle that red. And we found our first cylinder. Let's keep looking. What about this globe? Is that shaped like a cylinder? No, I don't see any flat faces on that, so it's not a cylinder. How about this ice cream cone? No, that's not a cylinder. That's a cone. Ooh, what about this can? I see a flat circular face on the top, another one on the bottom, and I see a round, long body with no pointy edges. That's another cylinder. So let's go ahead and circle that one red too. Okay, let's make sure there's no more cylinders. How about a soccer ball? Is that shaped like a cylinder? No, that's too round. It doesn't have any flat faces. What about a traffic cone? No, it has a pointy edge at the top, so that's not a cylinder. What about this can of soda? Yeah, it has a flat circular top and a flat circular bottom, and then it has a round body that it could roll on. That must be a cylinder. Nice work, we found all the cylinders. Let's move on to our next shape. Okay, next we're going to circle all the cubes yellow. Remember that cubes have 6 faces that are shaped like squares, and they have no round curvy sides. Well, these are both too round. They don't have any square faces. What about, is this a cube? I see a square. No, that has a circular part on it, so it's not a cube. Oh, but I see a box. A box has 6 square faces, and it has no round parts. A box is a cube. So let's circle it yellow. Perfect, we found our first cube. Let's keep looking. Basketball, that's too round. Oh, what about my dice? My dice, they have 6 square faces that are all the same size and no round parts. They must be a cube. Nice work. All right, let's move on to our next shape. Next, we're going to circle all the cones with green. So let's look for some cones. Well, I see a couple different cones here. The first one I see is an ice cream cone. I know that that's a cone. It even has it in its name. And I can see it has a round circular face at the top and then a pointy edge at the bottom. Perfect, we found one of our cones. Let's look for more. Oh, a traffic cone. Here it has a flat circular part at the bottom and a pointy triangular shape that makes one edge. So that is a cone. I'm going to circle it green. Okay, now I've got a basketball, soccer ball, a globe, and a party hat left. Which thing is a cone? Well, my basketball and soccer ball and globe are all round all the way around. They don't have any flat faces. But my party hat has one flat circular face, and then it has a pointy angle at the top. That must be a cone. So I found my last cone and I circled it green. Now the last thing we're looking for is spheres. Now I noticed that my basketball, my soccer ball, and my globe all are round. They could roll in every direction. They don't have any flat faces. So they are all spheres. So I can circle them all blue. All right, great job identifying our different shapes. Let's look at our next page. Okay, here is your homework for today. Your homework is on page 81 and 82. It says, Cut one set of solid shapes. Sort the 4 solid shapes. Paste into the chart. So you have a set of solid shapes here. You have 2 sets of them. You're going to use one of the sets in your first chart, and you're going to sort them. You're going to sort them into 2 categories. If they have corners or if they do not have corners. Now, corners are the same thing as edges. Those pointy edges we talked about, we can also call them corners. So you're going to look at your shapes here and think, which ones of them have pointy edges? Pointy edges. Does my sphere have a pointy edge? No. So we would put that in this column. Does my cube have pointy edges? It sure does. So we would put that in this column. And then you're going to do the same thing for your cone and your cylinder. I don't want to give you all the answers. Now on the second part of your homework, it says cut the other set of solid shapes, so these ones. And make a rule for how you sorted them. Oh, so you get to decide how to sort them. So you could say, I'm going to sort my shapes by which ones have flat faces and which ones don't. Or I'm going to sort them by which ones have circle shape and which ones are square shape. Or I'm going to sort them by which ones could roll and which ones could not roll. It's up to you. Now, for turning in your homework, what I want you to do is take a video showing me this page. I want you to take a video specifically telling me how you sorted your shapes. Here, where you get to make up your rule. And I want you to tell me, like, if you decided to sort them where you have shapes with faces and shapes with no faces, then you might have your cone over here. You might have your cube over here. You would have your cylinder over here because all of these have faces. And you would have your sphere over here. But of course, you wouldn't be drawing them, you would be cutting them out. Now, if I was turning in my homework, I would hold up my page here and I would say, hey, Miss O, I'm going to tell you about how I sorted my solid shapes. I put my cylinder, my cone, and my cube over here because they all have faces. I put my sphere over here because it doesn't have any faces. So that's one way you could sort your shapes. And notice how I used all of their names. Remember, our objective today was to be able to name these shapes. So that's what I really want to hear you doing, all right? Okay, awesome work today. I can't wait to see how you decide to sort your shapes. I bet it's going to be awesome. And I will check in with you later to see how it all went. Bye!